Record to reflect, we've had a bench conference in the case, and there was a bond violation court counsel. And we don't need to go through on the record. There were certain things that were explained. I've explained to counsel I'm going to want certain testing results from a SoberLink unit, as well as we're going to check into an environmental contaminant test from community corrections because of what it may be the nature of what looks like a tamper. Hopefully we can get that all accomplished, and I will adjourn the probable cause in this matter to September 5th. All right. Okay. And the record should reflect, just to briefly set it out, that while we were waiting for the courtroom change, I had a bench conference with counsel, and given those discussions, Mr. Heenan was, prior to calling his case, sent over to community corrections to obtain a scram tether and also to take a full panel drug test. Went over, did that, came back a 0.10 on a PBT, could not have the scram tether put on because of that. And also came back in terms of his drug testing with a possible dilution in terms of the creatinine level. Came back positive for benzos, and came back for positives on benzos. Sir, you take Zoloft?
I do, sir.
All right. How long have you had that prescription?
Just started last night. I've taken it before, but I was in jail for 6 days, so I had to stop. And I started again. Sorry. The new script is from 2 days ago. Sorry.
Hold on. You got a prescription for Zoloft 2 days ago?
Yes, Your Honor. I did. So rehab, I was in treatment, and they gave me a packet of Zoloft. So I've been using that, but I needed more. So I called my primary care doctor, and he prescribed, I think, 30.
Okay, you had that prescription filled.
Yes, Your Honor. And
so
delivered.
Hold on. I just need to back up for a moment because I'm trying to find out where you are right now and have a greater understanding. You were in rehab. When did you get out of rehab?
May 12th, I believe.
Okay. And when you got out of rehab, you had Zoloft.
Yes, they send you home with a 30-day supply.
And so at some point, then you ran out.
No, I still have some, but I needed to call my doctor anyway and tell him about this. And so I asked for a refill.
Okay. Where were you in treatment?
West Palm Beach, and it's called Hanley. It's a very good treatment center.
To what?
A very, very good treatment center.
How long were you there?
I was originally 30 days, but I extended to 45 voluntarily.
Was there aftercare that was to follow that?
There was. So I have a therapist. The University of Michigan IOP can't take me for 6 months because I missed an appointment, and that's
because you missed an appointment with them.
Yes, and that's their policy.
Yeah. So since you missed that, have you been doing anything? Because you were supposed to go and do intensive outpatient.
Yes.
Right. So at the point that you're supposed to go into intensive outpatient, you find out that you can't get in at U of M. What do you do?
So I have SoberLink, and my kids have a GAL. So I'm required to do multiple AA meetings a day.
Okay, but I get that. But in terms of an IOP, I mean, oh, sorry. It just, go ahead if you want to try.
If the answer is not taken, then it is. Oh, I've reached out to Brighton. They have an IOP program. It's on Zoom though. And I think
Get enrolled?
I can.
Well, no. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. All right. And so I'm asking you these questions for a reason. I'm not asking you to try to trick you into anything. I'm just trying to figure out, like I said, where you are.
Sure.
So you get out of treatment. Part of the aftercare on the treatment program that you're in is that you were supposed to get yourself into an IOP, right?
Your Honor, that was part of the condition. Also the sober link and one AA meeting a day.
Hold on. On whose condition?
Oh, the treatment center's recommendation.
Okay. You got me a little bit lost here. You go into the treatment center in Florida. You come out. They're basically, upon discharging you or releasing you from that, they're putting into place or give you a plan, an aftercare plan, right?
Yep.
Part of that aftercare plan was you were to get yourself into intensive outpatient treatment.
Yes, sir.
Right? Their recommendation was something here local at University of Michigan, right?
Yes, sir.
You were supposed to call them, but missed that somehow and or another. And then, as per their policy, you can't get in for a while.
6 months.
Right. After all that happens, what do you do instead of, I don't want to put it that way. What do you then do? Nothing? You didn't get yourself into any type of treatment program. Is that right?
I found a therapist and no, I did not find an IOP.
Okay. Let me just ask you, and I won't hold you to it only because I know you've been drinking, but why didn't you do that? Honest answer.
Sometimes I feel like AA is more effective because I've done an IOP program before and it's on Zoom. And sometimes I feel like AA and SoberLink is more helpful, especially in person AA.
Okay. Not yelling at you, but I'm just going to tell you, if you could figure it out yourself, you wouldn't be in the position that you're in right now, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it went just on your feelings of what you thought was best, we wouldn't be here dealing with this part of this, would we?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's why you have other people kind of guide you as to what you really need to do. I also have a feeling that the program that you laid out for yourself, while you think effective, is actually just easier than doing the IOP, because an IOP can be difficult.
I desperately wanted that Michigan IOP 9 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I just screwed it up.
Right. But then you also then didn't put anything in place once you had messed up.
Right.
And in fact, if you're going to be honest about it, the stuff that you put in place was just easier stuff so that you could say you're doing something.
That's fair, Your Honor.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it for a while. And that's why you weren't going to go into the IOP.
It was the easier path.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Heenan, let me ask you this. You blew a 1-0. When did you stop drinking? When's the last time you had a drink?
So about 4, I woke up and my hands were shaking. So I drank some high noon. And then at
How
7,
much high noon did you have?
just enough till my hands stopped shaking.
Okay, what's that? Tell me what that means.
Like for me, it's like 4 to 6. And then at 7 this morning, when the liquor stores open, I had a DoorDash delivery of more high noon. And I drank again until my head stopped shaking.
And how much did you have that time?
Your Honor, honestly, I just kept drinking until my hands stopped shaking. It was a 4-pack.
Okay, it was a 4-pack.
High noon comes in 4-pack.
Right. And so did you drink them all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And how long did that take you?
I chugged.
Okay. So that DoorDash delivery at 7, that was the last you had?
Yes, and my hands were shaking, so I've got a bunch of empties, and this is how desperate I was. I would pick up all the empties on my table and see if there were sips. And there was one that was like that full, and I chugged that as well. It wasn't.
What? Hold on.
Sorry.
What time did you do that?
It was between 7 and 8 because I knew I had this coming.
Okay.
I didn't want to come in under the influence.
So at 8 o'clock, from 8 o'clock till, I don't know what time we first called your case. Well, when you went over to community corrections. So that was around 3 o'clock, maybe somewhere around there. Between 8 and 3, did you have anything to drink?
No, Your Honor. It was 2:30 at community corrections.
Okay, at 2:30. But so from when you chugged that half to 2:30, you didn't have anything to drink?
No, Your Honor. Last night, I drank quite a bit, though. I lost my boys in a dispute, and I've been on a bender.
Okay. So, Mr. Heenan, I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm trying to figure out where you are. I'm trying to, when you say you've been on a bender, what were you drinking the night before and how much?
White Claw. I drank, probably 15.
Okay. And that would have been last night sometime. When you say that you stopped about 4, you said, or something like that?
I woke up at 4.
You woke up at 4. So yesterday you were drinking White Claw. You had about 15.
Yes, Your Honor.
For over just that day, that evening?
All day, yeah.
Okay. And at some point, you stopped drinking. Either you passed out or you just stopped.
Yeah, no, I
You
felt
probably passed out.
Yeah.
And then you woke up at 4.
Yep.
And then you needed something else.
Yeah, my hands were.
Right. I get why. But you needed something else, and that's when you got the other stuff. Or you already had that.
I already had it.
Okay.
White Claw and high noon.
The judge drops a hard truth bomb. He tells the defendant straight up, if you could fix this on your own, you wouldn't be standing here. It's not anger, it's reality. The room gets quiet as the judge explains that feelings and shortcuts don't work when addiction is running the show.
I usually when I'm sober, I'm a fit person. I run marathons and stuff. So high noon and White Claw are the lowest calorie drinks.
Okay. And so then you switched to the high noon, and you did that, right?
Chugged them.
You're Heenan? Do you think you're in trouble? I mean, just not with the court. I'm not talking about with the court, but just with you and your sobriety.
I do. I have 16 years of sobriety. So I know I can do it. I'm just having a hard time right now with this divorce and losing the kids. And just life is hard right now. You know, I had to resign my job I loved. And it's just been rough.
Okay, so right now you're also not working.
I had to resign to go to treatment.
All right. So here's what I'm just going to let you know that you're going to be staying at the Washington County Jail, temporarily revoke your bond. Okay. Now, I'm not doing that necessarily as a punishment, but I can't. I have no way to release you and keep the community nor you safe. Okay. And I'll just ask you this. You're going to come back tomorrow. Okay. And I'm going to set that for 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. When you come back, and I may ask you this tomorrow, but I want to know right now, what would you like to see happen right now for you?
I would like it to scram tether and start taking antabuse.
Okay, Mr. Heenan, is that what you really would like to see happen?
I need some accountability, yes.
Okay, but you also need some help.
Right. I agree. I do have a sponsor.
Have you called your sponsor? No, you haven't. Hold it. Answer my question. Have you called your sponsor?
No, I was too embarrassed.
Yeah. And the reason that you want the scram and the antabuse is because those are sort of easy things that I can do out of sight. Okay. You don't have to answer that.
Okay.
Okay, because I know what's going on. I've been doing this a minute. Okay. Between now and tomorrow morning, here's the thing that you're going to have to do. You're going to need to do the hard work. This isn't going to be easy. And you have to get in your head, because you've done it before, but you have to get in your head that there's not going to be an easy path. This is going to be a hard path for you. And I think you really do know that inside. You just don't want it to come out. People don't come to me whenever they're before me and ask me, give me a hard way to go, Judge. They don't do that, right? So I'm not expecting you to necessarily say that to me. I'm just telling you, this isn't going to be this easy path, this shortcut. And you got to wrap your head around that, right? You just have to understand that. So we're going to try to get something in place for you, because let me put it this way. If I let you out right now, you don't make it through the night without drinking. And you know that.
Not with the scram.
I could put that scream on you. You're going to drink.
I spent.
No, you're going to drink.
Okay.
That scram is not a magic bullet. It's not going to stop you. The only thing that scram is going to do, quite frankly, where you are, the only thing that scram is going to do is just tell on you. It's not going to stop you from drinking. Realize that you pounded down 15 White Claws, and then you did 4, then that wasn't enough, and you had to call somebody to bring you more alcohol. Do you think a thing around your ankle is going to stop you after that? No, it's not.
Jail was really hard for me.
I know.
So that alone would stop me.
Just when you think the solution is simple, the judge shuts it down. He says an ankle monitor won't stop him from drinking, it'll just tell on him. It's a powerful moment where technology, accountability, and personal responsibility collide in one brutally honest exchange.